Hey, welcome back to another update of my Canadian dividend investing escapades. I'm going to just kind of run through a few things that I do in this video for tracking my dividend portfolio, updating my spreadsheet, and talking about some stocks that I bought earlier today while the markets were open, and kind of just give you a breakdown of how it's progressing, why I bought the stocks I did, and hopefully it's interesting for you to follow along. So really my portfolio, my dividend tracking spreadsheet, which there's a link in the description below if you'd like to try it out. You'll kind of get to see throughout this video how it works. There's a link in the description, but right now it's telling me that my stock value is $61,917. I got $815 in cash, so it's about 62.7 something. But I know I haven't updated it yet to include the most recent dividends that I got on December 15th, which was like yesterday, I think, at the time of filming. So before we even get started with the video, I guess as we get started, I'm going to show you what it's like to log the dividends in this tracker. And then you'll see that it will be reflected more accurately, because right now it's actually a little bit out of date until I input the numbers myself. So November, right now it's reading $55.73 for my dividends, but that's missing a couple, like I said. So what I do is I come to the dividends tab, which is down here, and this is a master list of all of the dividends that I get, basically in chronological order. Just as I get dividends from my broker, I come in here and just drop them in. So let's actually take a look in Wealthsimple Trade, which is right here, and we're going to go into my activity tab, and we're going to filter just for my tax-free savings account to make this easier, just for dividends. So looking here, the last one that I logged was this one, SIS, on November 12th, but there is a bunch in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that I have to log. So I basically just come in, I record the exact ticker that I had, the date, which is November 15th for all of these, and the exact price. And I'm going to drop that into the Google spreadsheet right here, just making sure that I exactly type these in correctly with the right currency and all that. It's a good idea to have your sheet automatically look up the company name here based on the ticker price. So there's a little bit of a formula. You want to do that because you might type in something here, like for example, I'm going to write the lowercase l, and that's going to just give you an error. Here it's not so important in the way that this spreadsheet functions, but in other parts of the sheet, I guess it's really important just to make sure that you're not screwing this up, because this will interact with Google Finance formulas. And this is just a helpful check to make sure that this is correct. And also it's a good thing to check the date, check the currency, and the exact price, and all of that. So anyway, once I do the dividends, then looking in on the summary page, now it's up to date. And so down here, it was like before, I don't know, just a few seconds ago, 57 or something. I don't even remember what it was. But now it's true, up to date, up to this moment. Now my spreadsheet is pretty much accurate. Actually, it's still not, because I bought stocks today, and I work during trading hours, so now I have to buy stocks on my lunch break and make these videos after. So actually, I have to kind of show you, I spent this money earlier today. And I'll just kind of get into which stocks that I bought. But basically, all the stocks are dividend-paying stocks. I'm up almost 10%, which is awesome in the last year or so. Almost each one is paying a dividend, which is super great, and I'm getting a cash flow every year in dividend payments of about $2,400. Now, I spent about $1,000 in this video, about $900 earlier today, and you're going to see that this number is going to increase. And so basically, my cash flow, my passive income from dividends, whatever you want to call it, will increase based on the investments that I made today. And I'm going to come back at the end of the video, kind of show you how much it increased and why, I guess. So. The spreadsheet kind of breaks down everything, sector profiles here. Whoops, if you want to kind of get a look at that. And we can get a better look at the holdings chart on the next page, which has a little bit more information in the portfolio tab. So here I have kind of a detailed summary of each position, basically each company that I own shares in. And I sort this in different ways. I can put in a filter here with this button. Whoa, yeah, there we go. So I like to sort by the percent of holdings, biggest. So we're going to go Z to A, put all the biggest positions that I have at the top and the smallest positions down at the bottom. But there's different reasons to sort in different ways. Like, for example, if I wanted to sort by sector, for some reason, alphabetical, doesn't matter which way it goes, I can kind of take a look in here and start getting a better idea by sector. What are my typical gains in the financial industry? Pretty good. What are my typical gains in the utilities? Not so good. So this can kind of prioritize and help you understand a little bit differently. There's different ways to kind of cut this up and stuff, but I personally usually like putting it this way because I like to build up the smaller positions that I have in order to get a more balanced portfolio. It would be awesome and ideal if I could get each one making up an equal weighting, and in my case, that would be 3.03%. But clearly it's imbalanced. I got some that are like over 8 and some that are below 1%, so whatever. Anyways, today when I was buying stocks, I wanted to pick up a few different ones. Mostly I was looking at buying ones that are in the bottom half of my portfolio, so I did pick up some of Power Corporation, also Bank of Montreal, Bank of Nova Scotia, Great-West Life. These ones are all pretty high priced right now. It's not exactly the point that I want to be buying them at. I prefer to buy companies like when they're at a comparatively low price. But anyways, I keep doing that, and then I end up with like a really imbalanced portfolio because I kept buying all these ones when their prices were down. I actually did buy more Algonquin Power today. I think I actually bought one of these because it's red. It's in the red for me. So this reduced my average price, and I also bought one of these. No, not this guy. Northland Power. I bought some of those today too. So if I am spending money up in the top half, when on ones that are in the red, I do like to try to balance it out, maybe with some slightly worse deals down here, but just trying to balance out the portfolio. Like I at some point would like to get all of my positions over $1,000, and then once they're all over 1,000, then I can start shooting for all of them over 2,000 and really push that balancedness, while still taking advantage of good deals when they present themselves. So anyways, that should be probably good enough. Let's just jump back into Wealthsimple Trade. And here, if instead of looking for dividends, we look at the buys. So here you can see pretty much what I spent the money on today is around $900, I think. Pima was so expensive, I just bought one of them. Bank of Nova Scotia, just bought one. Powell bought a couple, just two there. Bought a couple of Acon. I don't think I mentioned them. We can jump into their little portfolio. Just look at their chart here for a second. NPI, these guys were in the red for me. These were in the red. These were in the red. And these ones were in the green, but just making up a small position of mine. So what I actually do is I take this information, just like the dividend information, and I kind of copy it down somewhere, the number of shares that I bought, the price per share that I paid, and I double check the total quantity, and I bring that into my spreadsheet. And here I'm logging all of my individual transactions. So come down here, this is a master list of every transaction that I've ever done in this account. And it's very similar to the dividends. I just log these one at a time, just making sure that everything is correct to the cent, exactly, quantity, date, ticker name, you name it, currency, whatever. And once that's all in, then I always check the totals over here just to make sure that they do compare, they're equal to what I saw in Wealthsimple Trade. And you'll actually notice as I was typing these in, I had to go back and change a few things. I had a long day, and it's very easy to make mistakes if you're manually entering information and cross-checking the totals and the tickers, with the company name. It's a very good thing to do because if you put in the wrong information into a tracker like this, you're going to get bad information out. Like garbage in is garbage out, and you can create user errors if you're not careful. So be very careful if you're using a spreadsheet to track your stocks. Basically, once all that's in, I do come back to the summary page and double check basically what's going on in here. My available cash is down to what I expected, almost empty. And my annual dividend income has increased. So now we're sitting at $2,435. And at the beginning, it was around $2,401. So that's an increase of about $34 per year in passive income, kind of dividend cash flow, which is super awesome because I'm going to reinvest that money into more stocks and then get even more. And then it's also going to naturally grow as these companies increase their dividends over time. And I'm also just going to deposit more of my own money and buy more stocks, and this number will keep climbing up. So that's really nice to see, and I don't know what the end goal is here, but probably just as big as possible. Over time, I've got a long horizon for me. I'll plan to be investing for decades if possible, and hopefully that by the time I retire, this will be pretty serious and I can maybe live off of it or something like that. So guys, if you watched this whole video, thanks a lot. I'm glad you find this interesting. If you do, make sure you just drop a like. And check out some of those links in the description. I've got a link to the spreadsheet, links to Wealthsimple Trade and Wealthsimple Cash. You can just get free money for signing up for those guys. It's pretty awesome. And yeah, that's about it, guys. Leave a comment down in the description, and I will chat with you down there.